Thank you for joining us for the series premiere of So Cosmo. There's a Ruby, there's a Joanna, and there's an Evan. There's a lot to talk about. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
That's great music right there, but it's okay. Welcome into So Cosmo, everybody. The series premiere. It is our first episode.
Yep.
It was the first episod of
There's
So
the song.
Cosmo.
There's the song. Who runs the world?
We know who runs the world, right?
Girls.
That's right.
Sorry.
I guess they do. Well, welcome in. I'm your host. My name is Michael Rippe. You can catch me on social media at Mike Rips. And I am joined by the fun, fearless females, the title of tonight's episode. State your name.
What's up, guys? I'm Jessica Carroll, and you can find me at Jess Carroll TV.
Hi, y'all. I'm Sarah Serio, and you can find me at Sarah Serio. That's Sarah with an H.
Hi, my name is Mina. You can find me on Mina Makes Magic on Instagram and Twitter.
She already did it for you.
One more time.
One more time.
What's your
Round
name?
2.
Hi, my name is Mina Wahab.
There we
That's
go.
like way more assertive, right?
This is perfect. Joanna, if you're
Cosmo
watching,
intro.
there you go. Joanna's happy now that you did that. Speaking of Joanna, Joanna Coles, editor-in-chief of the Cosmopolitan magazine, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I have to say I have never seen, but I've seen the show, which matters the most. But that's why you are here. Tonight's episode 1 of So Cosmo's, titled Fun, Fearless Females, and we have them here. So let's...
I still call BS.
Let's get into tonight's crazy episode. There's so much to talk about. Let's start with the fact that the show is basically centered around a team of 8 at Cosmo. So let's run down the cast quickly and then give me your initial thoughts on the females and the males. And it starts with Joanna Coles, editor-in-chief. She basically has picked the team. She says that all of them are at the top of the game. Some of them are Holly, Leah, Tiffany, James, Adam, Steven, and Deandra.
We were talking about this earlier, and Joanna looks like Tilda Swinton.
Yeah, exactly like Tilda
So much like
Swinton.
her, and she is the ultimate girl boss. I mean, that girl is fierce. This whole show actually reminds me of Devils Wear Prada in like the Kardashian Jenner generation.
Yeah.
Right?
Except for she's not as mean as Miranda Priestley.
No, she's
But,
actually
like,
like inspirational.
Yeah, and
like
I would love to have her in my life and just like probably her in my mirror as like the Snow White evil
Right.
person, but like not being evil.
Yeah.
So she could like tell me how good I looked all the time.
Like,
and
when
like
she-
eyebrows on point, I'd be like, thank you.
Your eyebrows look really good, by the way.
Thanks.
But she also, like, when she gives tips to girls, it's not in a mean way. Like, when she was like, you should introduce yourself saying your first and last name. That's why we had you do it.
Yeah.
She said it in a very kind way, and she gave her another opportunity, so I loved that.
Yeah, and it's something we don't even think about, especially as women. You're like, hi, I'm Mina. But in a professional setting, like, people don't take you as seriously unless you're like, Mina Wahab, editor-in-chief.
Here's the deal, Mina, and for all of you ladies, and for me too. When you introduce yourself, if you don't say your last name anytime throughout the season, you're going to have to do it again. So make sure you get that done.
Gotta do it.
Let's do
All
it.
right?
Every time.
We're
But
gonna
I
make
do-
sure Joanna's happy.
I have heard, though, that men love a woman who has, like, a great handshake.
Is that
this
true?
I think I would like I think anybody. It
You're
doesn't have to be a
only
female,
guys,
Like eye
yeah.
contact.
Yeah.
The handshake.
When you like go for the handshake and someone's just
Oh,
like really limp
super
and they're just like,
I can't, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I was gonna save this question. It's a general question I wanted to ask, not just you ladies, but you guys out there. If you're in the live chat, if you're watching tonight's episode of the after show, tell us in the comment section and let us know all week. I was gonna ask you this later, but I'm gonna ask you now. If you could not be Joanna, take her out of the equation from our cast. Which position, which role did you want to have? Like, which of those roles would you want?
What I want?
Would you want to be Holly, Leah, Tiffany, James, or Adam, Steven, Deandra? I mean, which of them did you go, that's what I want to do? Of course, I
Leia,
bet you
for
say
sure. Beauty director.
you want to be beauty director?
Yeah.
Director?
I feel
okay.
like that would be amazing to come up with like all of the looks for different magazines and go to all of the fashion shows and understand like what's in and what's most marketable and
Okay.
put the looks together. That would be
Right.
super fun.
I definitely would say Leah because I'm obsessed with beauty products just in general, but also Tiffany. Like going to all the runways and checking out the latest trends and then filling the closet with the new clothes and then seeing them on the models. Like that would be so cool.
Mine was Tiffany too. She's my favorite, and I actually put down, if she is watching, can she come into my closet and bring some clothes
But
too?
make sure there's no black hangers.
No black hangers. Do what you want.
I just want to say, I find that funny that you guys both chose Tiffany and you didn't say James, because it seems like when they put their titles up, they both had the same title.
As I was writing that down.
Fashion editor. They were both the same title, so it seemed like the girls are really trying to run the world. They're trying to run tonight's show.
I did mark favorite for James and Tiffany though, so.
Yeah.
So can someone please? Oh, go ahead.
If I could have someone to sit directly outside of my office, I would want James, just to be frank with me every single day. Like, Jess, that outfit is bad, or telling me like all the latest gossip. Like, I love James.
Okay, so there are other players that are going to come in, part of the cast that we see in tonight's episode, and we'll have to see throughout the season who grows and who has more of a prominent role and so forth. But that's our kind of our team of 8 they introduced prominently to start the whole series of So Cosmo. So speaking of Cosmo, like I said, I learned some things watching that basically the magazine's about confidence, lifestyle, so much other things, and of course it's anything important to women's lives. Hopefully the men that are watching will find some important things for their women. I'm sure I will. One of the things that we start off in tonight's episode that I found quite interesting, I want to know your thoughts, was that when they show a cut to Joanna at the start and she's on a treadmill like desk. I've never seen that. Was that just for cameras, or do you think she really does that all the time? And if so, how cool was that, or what were your thoughts?
I marked it down because I want to say that because I'm going to be confident, when I become something big like her, that is what I want in my office. Like, that is perfect.
And you know what? I do think that she has it because she is in great shape. And she works a lot. So when you're working that much, you might as well just be standing and walking. And I was actually looking into a standing desk the other day, but with a treadmill.
Stop. You should Google that too.
Oh, slay girl.
That whole new level. It reminded me of, is that movie Brides Wars? With Anne Hathaway and...
Oh, yeah.
And she has a treadmill in her office, too, I think. Not a desk. She just has a treadmill.
All I know is that took it to a whole new level. That really took working out to a whole new level.
She was working.
That was impressive. I've never seen anything like that, so that was cool. Also, at the start, we find out they're teasing us that there's going to be a big announcement, which we will find out towards the end of the episode, the major bombshell. Let's talk about Steven and Deandra, because early on we kind of feel that their relationship seems like it could be something that's, there's some jealousy maybe, there's some envy. Where did you find their relationship, or where do you think it's even going to go?
I thought it started off very harsh.
It was kind of weird.
I felt like Steven just straight up went for her, and I wasn't exactly
I don't even know
sure
what she does.
why. But I feel like people say that, they're like, I'm not exactly sure what they do when it's like a brand coordinator or like ambassador or something. But I love that she was given a shot with not a lot of experience. I mean, she seems like she knows what she's... I think Steven's just jealous of her relationship with Joanna.
That's what I think. Is I think that because she has known Joanna longest, like pretty much all 3 years that she's been working there, they think that she has like an in and like this close relationship, and so I think they're just jealous. But I didn't really see much rivalry or anything throughout the rest of the episode. It just they mentioned it, and then it was like out the door. So
I did think later in the episode too that we hear Steven kind of talking about them saying they don't really have much communication. So I feel like this is something we want to watch as the season goes along to see what develops between them, if there's competitiveness, because I feel like there probably is. But I'm sensing right now you guys would be Team Deandra.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Not that you're not Team Steven, but if it was between Steven and Deandra and they're kind of... What's going on with them?
I just feel like they're throwing it out there to, see if we're going to catch anything, and I don't...
They're probably foreshadowing.
I don't know if we will.
So, there's a lot in the show just giving you an idea of what goes on in the office at Cosmopolitan, all the cool things and how busy they are, the fast-paced life of New York City and running a very popular magazine. So we see a lot of cuts and editing about that. On tonight's episode, they're focused on their major issue revolving around Ruby Rose. And one thing that caught my attention is that they mentioned that Ruby is going to be bigger than Angelina.
I caught that too.
Is that true or false? And I want to know, as you guys are watching, tell us in the comments, is it true or false that you think Ruby will be bigger than Angelina, or are they just saying that to pump it up? Because I think that's false.
Ooh,
and I'm not even throwing shade. I'm just saying.
Why do you think that's false?
Because Angelina's quite big, so it's kind of hard to just...
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty big star to top. The bar is set very high. I don't know. I love Ruby Rose. I think she's absolutely gorgeous. I think that she is just as I think it was James said, she is the it kick-ass girl right now. But Yeah, that's setting the bar.
It was high, right?
I don't know. Maybe she'll get there. I don't think she's there now.
Oh, that's clearly she's not there now.
But I don't know. Maybe people do. I think she's really good with like TV and such.
Yeah.
She's getting there with the movies.
It was a weird comparison. Like, why compare her to Angelina Jolie? They're kind of in separate fields. Like, Ruby Rose, TV actress, right. Angelina Jolie,
movie,
A-list actor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
She's like getting there.
Yeah, but it's just a weird comparison in general.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it other than like the light colored eyes and dark hair.
Yeah.
And so speaking more of Ruby, we do see them doing the photo shoot with her and catching the photography of that, and that was quite neat. Now, let's talk about Tiffany Reed for a little bit. Two of you guys said you would love to be in her role. Mm-hmm. And one of the things we noticed that she's quite organized.
Yes.
And she is really picky about the hangers and organization. So I asked you, what do you think about that? I mean, because I understood that, actually. I kind of appreciated that she had the attention to detail and she didn't want any distractions. But are you guys that organized?
No.
I loved her for this because I am OCD. Like, my closet is color coordinated. All my hangers are facing the same way. I have the leather hot pink hangers. So I'm right there with Tiffany.
Yeah, I'm not. But my boyfriend is that way.
Oh.
So when I have to hang something back up, I make sure I try to be, but no. Is that like a good quality to have?
I don't know.
Maybe if you are OCD, that's a good quality to have. But if you're not, it's just like,
I think it just depends what works for you, but it's
Yeah.
interesting
Do you
to
do
see.
that?
I mean, I have different color hangers, so I'm not at the Tiffany level, but I think I'm organized.
oh, well, that's good.
I just feel like it makes your life easier when you're organized.
Mina?
I mean, I do color code things sometimes, but I would definitely not categorize myself as, like, super organized.
You color code, like, your closet?
Sometimes, yeah. It depends, like, if I have extra time. But I definitely would say I pay way more attention to small details than big picture. Because, like, the details I notice way more.
Yeah.
And speaking of big picture, in tonight's episode, we've introduced the 8 main players, but there are other people that we see that are throughout the Cosmopolitan offices in different roles. Some of them being, there was a Heather, and then there was Steven and Evan, 2 personal trainers that were getting tested out, a Matthew and Aya and Nicole. So there was a bunch of other people. And speaking of the personal trainers, Steven and Evan, we see in tonight's episode that they're basically trying to figure out who can be a fitness contributor. Mm-hmm. So they go, so part of the team goes to kind of get a workout in, kind of an audition, interview kind of phase with a workout with both Steven and then Evan. And Steven seems a little bit more serious and doesn't really get along, at least what they show us, as well as Evan's workout does. He's a little bit more playful. There's clearly a connection between Deandra and Evan, and then Evan basically becomes part of the show, it seems like. So what was your initial take on both Evan and Steven and that kind of personal trainer role?
I just wanted to be there for the whole audition. I wanted to work out with those 2 hotties.
How amazing was that? I know. But no, it's true. I think that Evan was a better fit.
Yeah.
It seemed like he had the connection, for sure.
Yeah, and he just seemed like he was showing them more knowledge of it, and the other was just kind of...
They didn't show us enough about Steven for us to even know, though, you know? Like, I don't feel like...
I think he would have been great.
Yeah.
He just was maybe just more serious and just...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely the way
I don't know if he, would have been good for Cosmo.
Right.
Maybe, like, men's fitness, you know?
Right. Like, for Cosmo, you have to be very open. You have to be comfortable with yourself. And I feel like Evan definitely had those qualities.
So...
Wish he should have, because he's hot.
There's the first one. Evan,
And he had a great outfit.
Great color.
That was mentioned.
Lemon-colored, great abs. Keep it coming. If you guys have
Let us
comments
know what
about
you
Evan,
guys thought of Evan.
let us know, and we'll let Evan know as well. Now, Evan, after he basically gets chosen, skipping ahead a little bit, becomes a major part of the episode because there's obviously an attraction between him and Deandra. They actually go on a date.
I know.
So I want to ask you about where you stand on should she have taken the date. And then was she being selfish later in the episode when she kind of said that she wanted Steven over Evan because it seemed like she didn't really want to bring Evan into her professional life, keep it personal?
Mm-hmm. I think that she was being selfish because Evan was clearly a better fit for Cosmo. Everyone else on her team, blurted out Evan immediately. And even when she first you know, right after their little interview, before Evan asked her on a date, she even said herself that Evan was a better fit. So for her to change her mind was definitely a selfish thing. I see where she was coming from, because it is hard to date someone, like date your coworker. But, and I don't know if I should just say now, but when she finally did tell Evan, you know, okay, you got the job, they should have never hugged. Like, you don't hug someone if you just get a job offer. That's just my opinion. But I would love to know what you guys think, and what you guys think. Like, should she have hugged Evan when she offered the job?
I mean, he asked her. What's she gonna be like? No.
Yeah, like, no. This is a business work environment.
I feel like it's a hug. It's not like, oh, can I make out with you right now? You know.
What about you, Sarah? What's your thoughts?
That would have been okay. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I feel like she already did the date. And already was a little sketchy with the whole when they were asking her questions, so maybe she should have stayed a little more professional. I did really enjoy her conversation with Joanna though. I'm glad she finally said this was why.
Well,
but then I loved how Joanna said, so basically this is what you're telling me, you wouldn't be okay, but everyone else, you're gonna jeopardize everyone else.
Speaking of Joanna, she called DeAndre into her office to talk about the situation, because clearly it had gotten back to her that maybe there was something else going on. And Joanna made a good point to DeAndre, talking about you're basically putting yourself in front before the magazine, not the magazine's interests, and that, I think, you would agree is wrong.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
You gotta put your job in Cosmopolitan before DeAndre and her personal life.
And I loved how she called her out on it, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So in my personal opinion, and I want to know what you guys think, I think that she should have given Evan her number, her card. They should have texted back and forth. But I think that she should have maybe held off on the actual date until they figured out which fitness trainer they were going to bring on. Because it would have made it probably less awkward.
Sure. It definitely complicated everything by her going on the date so quickly before then bringing Evan in. Because by the time they decided on bringing Evan in, she's already gone on a date with him, and the date went well. From what we saw, they even said they went to go have some fun after the drinks portion.
They probably worked out.
And he was such a gentleman. He held out her chair. They had a little few giggles. Chuckles is the subtitle.
I just feel like it's maybe not as intense as she's thinking, because both of their job titles aren't really gonna clash as much. As I think.
And she already got all the info that she needed. She's like, are you what's your astrological sign? He's like, Virgo. She's like, done.
Virgo.
Is that a thing? Virgos and Capricorns get along?
Wait, you're a Virgo, right?
No.
No?
Okay. I'm very much a Scorpion.
Okay.
Another place that I'm lost. Okay, that makes sense on the Cosmopolitan. Well, I'm Aquarius, but I don't know what that means for everything else. Tell us what you guys are in the chat, in the comments.
And I actually just want to throw it out there. I think every guy should read Cosmo.
I do too. They give great tips, not only for girls, but for gentlemen too.
It's kind of like, have you ever seen the movie What a Girl Wants, or where the guy can read the girls' minds?
What women want.
What women want. Yeah. It's kind of like that. You get a little sneak peek about what goes on in our brain and what we want in bed and relationships and all this stuff.
Would you say that myself doing this show and watching the actual show, it would be enough? That's 2 hours a week, and then the people that are watching us on the after show, they're getting an hour to men. Is that enough, or you need more? I need more.
I think you need to at least read an article.
Okay.
just to get a feel.
When you're in the grocery store, just be like, love it.
So
there's the online thing too.
You fearless females can share with me some Cosmopolitan articles, or you guys out there in the live chat or in the comments watching this, hit me up on social media at any point. Share some Cosmopolitan articles with me, because I honestly have not done that yet, but I'll get to it, I guess. One of the things that I really enjoyed about tonight's episode, moving along, was they had a session called Dates from Hell, where they had a reader's night. And they brought in people to talk about dates from hell. So I really loved that part. I thought that was really great, and that would be great information gathering for your magazine. And I liked how they showed us that. So I ask you guys out there, but right now on the panel, do you have dates from hell?
I was trying to think, and I didn't think I could think of one.
No dates from hell.
But I really wanted to make sure you asked that, because I want to know.
So I wouldn't say a date from hell. I would say an awkward situation came up in my dates.
Okay.
Do I share?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so one time, being totally open, and if my ex-boyfriend is watching,
you should
I
tell
love
us
you.
because readers, they might want you to come in and tell, be part of the panel for Cosmopolitan
true.
one day. So
Right?
share the information.
Okay, so one time sometimes I wear clip-in extensions.
Same.
And we had been dating for a little while now, and we had a sleepover. And I woke up the next morning and I just left. And then he calls me later and he goes, "Hey Jess, you left your hair on the pillow." And one of my clip-in extensions fell out and was like laying on his pillow. And so I went to go pick it up and he actually like clipped it into his hair.
Oh.
It was really embarrassing. So I guess that's like the first
That
thing.
doesn't seem that
It's kind
bad.
of cute.
I thought you were going to have something more.
No.
You're like, mm-mm.
Mina, anything for you?
Oh God, I'm like wondering whether to share. There was like one
Don't
embarrassing.
wonder, just share.
There was like one
Just do
really
it.
embarrassing moment where the first date was tango dancing.
Ooh.
And I was like, ew, like he comes tango dancing with like a dirty white shirt. Like there was just like a blotch of like this tan thing on his shirt.
Oh.
And then afterwards I was like, oh my God, my makeup got on his shirt. And I was like, should I say anything? This is so awkward. I was like, you know what? No, it's fine. So-
If you guys have some awkward stories, please share it with us in the comment section,
no awkward
and
stories?
maybe Cosmopolitan will read about your awkward dates from hell.
What about you? You can have awkward dates too.
I could have awkward dates.
But you
I'm just saying,
haven't?
like,
I don't
I would
think
just
I've
be
had
like,
anything
oh, if the
awkward.
guy didn't pay. But that's not, like, awkward. It's just, like,
One of the girls revealed that the
ditch?
guy was dealing drugs. I can't even say it.
I know.
Yeah, that
like,
was
no,
In
nothing that
between,
crazy
yeah.
has ever happened.
I
no.
would have been appalled.
Deandra, I think, talked about her date wanting to go to church on Saturday
After
night.
you had a few drinks, like, turn up for Jesus.
And then
What?
For what?
another of the dates was to ditch on the check.
Dine
Yeah.
and dash, but apparently they already went to, like,
The
a...
dine and dash, though, I gotta say, even
Bargain
though that's
place.
wrong, I kind of like. That's kind of exciting. Like
Yeah. It's
on your bucket list.
I appreciated the goal to like to do that if you're on the same team, and then after
guess.
you're like, wow, you're really on my. That's like. That's
That
someone
would
I
that would
ride
be an
with. That's like a
adrenaline rush,
rider.
and I'd probably be like,
It's a ride or
do
die.
it. But, yeah.
I feel like I'm so straight edge that I'd be like so turned off if any guy ever did
Go.
that.
She'd, like, run
I'd
back
be
with
like,
some cash.
like, no.
I'd probably think about it for a long time and then
How about this? What
either go
about-
back and pay.
Yeah, what about if the guy?
next day.
I actually might try this. If the guy paid for the meal beforehand, but kind of played it off like they were
That
dine
would
and
be
dashing,
so
seeing if you would do
good.
it.
Ooh.
That you should do that.
Spontaneous, creative,
You should
kind
do
of
that one
edgy.
time.
You should like write for Cosmo.
That's good.
I don't know what I would write because I don't know what the
That
Cosmopolitan is
experience.
about.
That
Fresh
experience.
perspective.
That experience,
Okay,
for sure.
tonight's episode was all about Cosmopolitan, and we got the tease at the start about a bombshell. Everything is going to change,
Yep.
and towards the end, everything changes because at the end of tonight's episode, Joanna, who's been there for 3 years to 4 years as editor-in-chief, brings everybody in and announces to everybody at the office that she is vacating her position as editor-in-chief and taking a new role that's been created for her. I think it's called content creator,
Yeah.
chief
Yeah.
content creator.
Yeah.
So that's like general manager or even more above that role. And so basically that puts everyone in shock because it's changing the dynamic, the roles. It's going to be basically create a situation where who knows who's coming in and what that means for your job. What'd you guys think?
I was shocked. I did not see that coming at
Oh.
all.
Because I was
mean-
like, you just started the show.
Yeah.
So I was like, huh.
And I kind of felt for all the employees because they spoke so highly of Joanna and they said, they look up to her, they love having her as a boss, it's like kind of become family. So I kind of feel bad for them, and especially just her announcing that and they were so out of the blue.
I mean, I have heard, like, when they ever have a new head of whatever come in, they always bring in their staff
Yeah,
and,
that's
like,
what
who
they
they
said.
trust and everything. And so I know that it is a genuine fear for everyone that used to work there that they possibly could get fired, which is, like, so awful and such a not fun feeling to have.
Yeah.
Because it'd be like, oh, if Joanna was, like, starting her own something and then they'd bring them, but it's like, no, that's not what's happening. So, like, I'm a little confused.
I know.
But like Joanna's still there? and she's like training this new, or like we'll be like.
Well, we saw in the commercial or in the previews for next
that woman,
and but Joanna'S still in the picture.
Yeah.
But you know what? It might actually make this series even more on edge because they have this fear that they could lose their job.
Do you think that they did this kind of bombshell announcement because of the TV series?
Probably.
No, I think that she actually probably did get offered this new position, and then they were like, ooh, this is like the catch. This is the turning point and the reason why they probably got this show greenlit.
I feel like you'll see who like really works hard, because you know, like when something so big is happening, like in your office or at your job or whatever, you like go back to like it's your first day at work, and then you try even harder because sometimes you get comfortable. So I feel like some people are really gonna.
It'll be like The Apprentice now.
Shine through.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
gosh.
fired.
Well, I think it's going to create an interesting dynamic to see if any of the people that we know in their current roles, whether it be Chief of Staff Holly, whether it's Leah as Executive Beauty Director, Tiffany and James, Senior Fashion Editors, if they are elevated to new roles, because I think that the roles that we've been titled on each person, we're going to see some advancing, some changes in some of the roles, and then where does that leave some of the other people? I mean, Deandra, for example, is like almost like Joanna'S personal assistant. Like she relies on Deandra for everything, and her title is let's see, Deandra is the brand coordinator, but so she could have a completely different title.
Yeah.
And maybe they showed us all of this season's upcoming kind of, you know, how the season's going to play out. Maybe they're just throwing in a fake scenario to think that it was the lady, and maybe it's someone that we've already met.
Maybe,
because
This is TV.
I mean,
okay, if you had to pick someone to take her role, who would it be?
Matthew
Leah.
Oh.
Leah?
Leah.
I think
That's
Leah.
who I was thinking the whole time, even when she went in to talk with her. I
Yeah.
thought she was going to say to her, like, hey, and she has a son. So,
Yeah.
like, they just, like, bonded on that.
I want to take Holly's role, by the way, because I want to be the Chief of Staff. It just sounds like a cool title, and then I could be Executive Beauty Director, too.
Yeah.
Because I know all of them.
But
I
I
think
think
this is where Deandra and Steven are going to have their beef, if they have any, because Joanna won't be there as much, and then Deandra's just like,
Yeah, I think if
There.
Joanna leaves, Deandra's position or confidence, security in her position might go down.
Yeah. Or she's going to really have to, like, shine through and do something.
I also think that Joanna isn't going anywhere. I think she's just kind of elevating to an even higher role. And maybe someone's coming in to take what she did, but she's going to oversee that anyway. So it's just adding another voice and another person, but I don't think she's going anywhere. I think she's going to be a major player in this entire season and Cosmopolitan as it is. That's tonight's episode. I want to know from you guys, what do you think overall of the series premiere? I mean, this is the first episode of it. It's a new series. Were you guys, did you come away wanting a lot more? Were you impressed by the first episode? Did you think it was what you thought it would be? I mean, give me your initial take on just the first episode.
I mean, of course I wanted more, but I feel like we're going to get more as the season goes on. I liked how they did the dates from hell, and you got to see, like, how they like start to begin to write their articles and like really get information from actual women. So I enjoyed that, and I hope that they do more of that, because that's what I enjoyed most about Cosmopolitan was the articles and just everything being true, like having a true story and a true woman.
Yeah.
Mina?
Yeah, I thought it was a super exciting episode. We saw more of Deandra than anyone else, so I feel like just to get a better sense of the other characters, next episode will be more exciting, because hopefully they'll highlight more than just one person.
Jessica?
I really liked it. Like, I want to know more, just because I love figuring out the behind the scenes of magazines and TV shows and all that. So I definitely want to know more. I did watch a lot of the previews, so I felt like all of the big moments I kind of already knew, except for the big one when Joanna, dropped the bomb. But so that was the only thing, is that I feel like they did give a lot of it away in the previews. But I am excited to continue watching and just like you said, learn more about the characters. And I really hope that they dive more into the articles, because like you said, that's what sets Cosmo apart from all the others.
Definitely.
And I want more sex talk, and I want Adam to continue to never wear underwear.
I loved all the guys, to be honest, and I forgot to say that. I loved all the guys, and I feel like they need
more
of the guys. You're right with Deandra. More guys.
Yeah.
Talk about sex.
Yeah.
And relationships.
Yeah, I mean, Matthew Hussey coming in, like,
Right?
I love him.
Yeah,
so.
when he came on,
Good
we were like,
accent.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I like his accent.
I get his emails.
When she first said that, I was like, who do you work for?
No, like you can subscribe for his emails. He gives great relationship advice. Just letting you know. Subscribe if you need it.
I'm learning so much, and so are you guys at home. This has been great. I think it would be fair now to go to predictions.
Yeah.
Let's do some predictions.
Okay.
And as we do predictions, listen, my mom told me that ladies go first, so go for it. But I want to hear one prediction for sure that each of you make. In that, do you think Deandra and Evan will be in the together or still dating at the end of season 1?
No.
That was quick.
Flat out.
I mean, they definitely have good chemistry, but for some reason, because there's a new editor coming in, I feel like that means more people will come in, and there might be a potential love triangle with some other girl coming in.
Ooh.
I don't think that's so far-fetched.
I didn't think
but
of
I do
that.
think Deandra is ridiculously beautiful.
Yeah.
And they look really good together, personality-wise and on a superficial level, they look really good together, so we'll see. But I do think there's going to be a love triangle for sure.
Wow, okay.
That's a good prediction.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to stay together. My initial gut is to say no as well. Because when it was like later on So Cosmo, Matthew Hussey was like, no casual relationships end up well in New York City.
Or no
So-
work relationships,
Oh.
right? Was that what
Work.
it was?
I
Casual
think it was
work.
casual.
Oh, was it casual? I thought you said work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It could have not been directed to them. Also, it just seemed, I don't know, too new for me. I need like a few more episodes in, and then I'll know for sure.
Yeah. Right off the bat, I think I agree with both you girls. I have to say no, just because work relationships don't work, and especially having someone new come in. I think Deandra's going to be so focused on just focusing on her job and keeping her, career and all that she'll just be like, okay, I can't do both. And also, they went out on a date, and there weren't really that, huge sparks flying, in my opinion. I think they had chuckles here and there, but it wasn't you're mine.
It was like that awkward first date.
Yeah,
questions.
it was.
I think Deandra is falling hard for Evan from what I saw. I'm going to go on the flip side here and say yes, even though I have no idea. But if you guys are all going to say no, I'm going to say yes.
Maybe
No,
I'm
I
just
love
saying no
it.
because secretly I want him to still be single.
Oh, selfish plug.
I'm just kidding.
Any other predictions? Because I just asked you that on the whim. Do you have any other, what do you think about the show, prediction-wise? Anything? Are we good?
For
Don't
some
force
reason,
it.
I think that Holly might not be there, just because she does have a little one. Even though she does say she wants to stay, I feel like even though there isn't supposed to be discrimination in the workplace, I feel like it's definitely difficult when you are a mom, you do have a 2-year-old, and you're working full-time to, balance all of that. So I think she might not be there.
Later on?
Later on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys
No, I don't have any predictions, really.
Okay.
I mean, you already stated it. I think Joanna'S going to stay there throughout, so
What about you?
really it.
I think Evan and Deandra are gonna make it. That's my prediction.
This is
My only other prediction is
amazing.
that I'm definitely gonna know more about Cosmopolitan as the season goes along because I can't know anything less at this point.
We need to bring
other
in the
than this-
magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Every
have
time
them
now.
scattered throughout.
That is our series premiere of So Cosmo on E. We'll be here next week and every Wednesday night, so check us out on the So Cosmo after show here at AfterBuzz TV. Where can they find you, beautiful ladies?
You can find me at Mina Makes Magic, Mina, on Twitter and Instagram.
And you can find me at Serio on Twitter. And if you want to follow me for more fun on Instagram and Snapchat, it's at Serio.
And you guys can find me at Jessica Carroll TV on all the platforms.
And my name is Michael Rippe, and you can find me on social media at Mike Rips. Thank you guys so much for joining us for our first episode. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.